everyone, and welcome back to another Sims video. It is another viewer request. If you have anything that you'd like me to make or do in The Sims, leave it in the comments below and I will try to get to it. Today, we're taking this really cool suggestion by one of my favorite foods, a potato, to maybe make a sim using all 5 senses. And I basically took exactly what they said with what their type of personality would be, like what their professions would be, except I did it a little step further. As you can see, this sim that we're making has some pretty big eyes. And that's because I decided I kind of wanted to make it so every sim, their like main sense was heightened or like fairly obvious facial structure wise. So this is our sight sim. So I gave her pretty big eyes and I made them kind of like, I tried to make them as pale as possible, just because I'm like, you want them to be like all powerful. And because they are meant to be an artist, I just went overboard with color because I thought it'd be really cool. I don't know, I knew about that eyeshadow and I'm like, you know what, we're just gonna go fucking crazy. So I basically was just trying to just use a bunch of things that I wouldn't usually go, because I usually go for like more basics or cottagecore, and I really just wanted to make her look like an artist that loves color. So I did. Our next one is the Taste, which is a chef, so I gave him a pretty big mouth. I will admit he's not my favorite, but that's because I prefer girls in The Sims because they're just so much more fun to make. And I know that you don't have to stick with gender norms with clothing. I don't know. You know what it is? It's because some Sims clothing doesn't go on masculine frame Sims very well. And that's what I have to say about it. But I do have to say, if I made his mouth smaller, he would be like a gorgeous man Sim. Like, look at him. Technically, his mouth being as big as it is isn't that much of an issue, but, like, if his mouth was smaller, gorgeous. Like, he is gorgeous, but his mouth kind of scares me, because he looks like a Venus flytrap. Anyway, I tried to figure out, like, what would a chef wear, and I'm like, it's kind of boring, so I'd, like, skip over this part, but I won't because I can't, but he's fine. The next sim that we have is Touch? Yes, Touch. And Touch, we decided to make an athlete. They aren't exactly in order of the suggestion, but that's because originally I think I was going to make this sim our musician. I'm like, nah, I want to make a lady musician because a bunch of new CC that I got. I know everybody keeps asking for my CC. I link a list to my Patreon in my description. I can't full on give you my CC because I straight up just do not know what it is, and there is a butt ton of it. So I tend to just like link you to creators if you want to see that. It's free, it's down below, it's at my Patreon, just so that I can go back and edit it when I find new people. That's literally it. But for him, I couldn't really make his hands big because I don't have a hand slider. Could I have downloaded one? Yes, but then I would have had to keep it because I would have forgotten to remove it. It's fine, don't worry about it. So I just made his muscles big, but that was him. This is our sound sim, our hearing sim, so I made her a musician. And instead of making her have big ears, I wanted to tweak her ears a little bit, and I have like elf ear presets, so I wanted to use them, so I kind of made her look a little like pixie-like. And I do like her a lot. I tried to make her, like, look kind of cutesy, but also extremely badass, because obviously there's many different types of musicians, but I kind of wanted to make her more of a rocker chick musician, just because it was, like, the most obvious visual to get that you're like, oh, she's definitely a musician with that look, and that's kind of what I wanted. But yeah, I basically just tried to make her look... I'm sorry, can we just talk about the Logitech headphones? Who in their right mind decided that that was a good idea? Sure as hell wasn't me, but it is funny as hell, and I will admit that. One issue I did have was trying to find hair for her, because I wanted it not only to fit the rocker style, but I wanted it to look good with the ears, because not only are they like elf ears, but I do have them stick out quite a lot. If you think about it, kind of looks like a bat. Bat out of hell, you know, what's good? Anyway, I ended up going for these like really messy buns, which I liked, and of course, I'm gonna just go with a bunch of piercings. Like, why wouldn't I go with a bunch of piercings? And these glasses, oh my god. I basically, made her, okay, here's my inspiration. Step on me. That's literally it, but it's fine. And then I went for this punk set. I think it's by Trilky? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. I also could just have the wrong creator. I'm not sure yet. But like I said, check the link in my bio and check out those creators. But basically, yeah, I just wanted to kind of like go for like heavy metal goth type of gig. And this is me like realizing what CC I have, because if I'm completely honest, I get CC all the time, and then I just don't register that I get CC all the time, and I'm like, oh, this is new, and I want to play with it, even though I'm recording. So that's why sometimes my videos take too long, but it's because I like looking at the CC, but I picked really worst times to look at it. And our last sim is our smell sim, which is a floral arranger, so of course I gave her a bigger nose, but I'd say that out of all the sims, her quirk is the most realistic, because it's not like it's overbearingly large, it's just I did make it more prominent on purpose. I have to say she was one of the easiest sims for me to make, solely because she has the style that I lean towards the most, which is like cottagecore. So I'm like, this is fairly easy. But I did really just try to make her like very cute and bubbly, because that's what I get when you're like, oh, a floral arranger, and I'm like, cutie pie. Also, I think did I end up using the new hair? I don't know. This video's out how many days after that SDX dropped. Anyway, I know that I at least wanted to use this hat to pull it along, and then I'm like, and now cottagecore chic. That's exactly what we're doing. Because that's just literally what you wanted to do, but that, I'm just final tweaks. That is the end of my video. Again, if you have any suggestions for what you'd like to see, leave them in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Turn on notifications if you like, and I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye!